Unscripted.
You know, one of the things that I find to be most interesting is the fact that we have to go back and revisit some of the things that we talked about previously. And why we have to do that is because things change. And one of the things that has changed recently is I think Xbox got their first, quote, W or win for the cool kids there at home the other week when Hitman rendered at native 4K on the Xbox Series X but was 1800p, despite the fact that the performance still very much favored the PlayStation 5 version of the game. And, you know, with that being said, there were a lot of people that went out there and said, well, I guess this means that the tools are finally in for the Xbox console, things like that. So that was something that we did keep hearing quite often. Well, it looks like the tools and the SKUs are updated now, so things will be more even, and you'll see the Xbox win all of these things, right? Like that was something that we kept on seeing. You know, did that end up being the case long term? I guess this maybe proves that it didn't, and you know, I kind of warned against that. I said, you know, you might want to just kind of be a little bit careful, for the simple fact that, you know, at the end of the day, these are the type of things that, you know, people end up being wrong about at pretty much any time. So again, this ends up proving my point completely, and I ended up being pretty much right, and you know, a lot of people ended up being wrong. So I mean, listen, I understand it. People really want to go out there and kind of, you know, be right about this kind of stuff. It really helps, you know, what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish in terms of, you know, whether you're a person on YouTube or whether you're a, you know, whatever, you know, whether you have a following on Twitter or some kind of social media. It really does help. You know, you want to help those people out that are really counting on you to tell them that everything's okay with Xbox and how Xbox is the best box and all this kind of stuff, because believe it or not, there's this contingent of Xbox fans that just want to hear that over and over again about how great Xbox is and about how everything's best on Xbox, and you know, and if something doesn't go Xbox's way, make an excuse for it about tools or this or SKUs or alphas or betas or zetas or deltas or whatever, you know, that they want to hear it and they'll pay handsomely to hear it. And for me personally, I never really got into that much. You know, I always just liked, you know, at the beginning of last generation Xbox because they had good games. You know, they had games, and you know, I like PlayStation right now. They have games, and they had games at the end of the generation and stuff like that. I just thought that was, you know, really in tune with what kind of spoke to me as a gamer. And at the end of the day, that's sort of what happened. You know, there was no like turning your back on anything or, you know, anything like that. It was just ended up being just about the games. But I wanted to get into this because I have to revisit something. It looks like all that tools talk is we're going to need some kind of new excuse from the Xbox fans. That's all I know. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you're looking for a way to help out a little crappy channel like my own, the best way to do it, a simple like. It goes a long way, and it means a lot to me personally. If you guys are looking to subscribe, please hit the bell and click on the idea on the thing there says that you want notifications for everything, because I do videos every day. Otherwise, you won't get the notifications. You know, unfortunately, that's kind of how it works lately. So, you know, I really do wish that they would kind of work on something to fix that a bit. But until that happens, I don't really know what to say. You know, it's just one of those things that I'll have to put up with. So shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. I think you guys are all amazing and fantastic folks. So thank you guys very much. With that being said, I wanted to talk about this because once again, we have something happening in favor of PlayStation 5. Now, Control Ultimate Edition, PlayStation 5 frame rate more stable than on Xbox Series X, according to first reports, which I have here. And of course, I am going to link this in the description. You fine folks at home can peruse it at your own leisure and check that out and let me know what you think. Remedy's Control Ultimate Edition is out now for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and has already been heavily scrutinized in performance tests to see how both versions of the game measure up to each other. Now, in case you forgot, the game offers both a graphics and performance mode on next generation systems. Now, for starters, Control Ultimate Edition performance mode on PlayStation 5 locks and clocks in at a largely stable 60 frames per second with only minor drops during busy sequences. Now for graphics mode, the performance was pretty solid too. While it runs at 30 frames per second with ray tracing and improved visuals, the test further revealed that Control Ultimate Edition tops out at 1440p with upscaling to 4K. Now, according to a summary performance of tests on this, PS5 and Xbox Series X runs the game at 1440p, and the frame rate is mostly stable for both systems, although the Xbox Series X version does experience quote-unquote more drops than the PlayStation 5 version. It also goes on to say that ray tracing is limited on consoles in comparison to what is offered on PC. So, I mean, that really probably shouldn't really come as much of a surprise. But now, if you are wondering what all the hubbub is about Control Ultimate Edition, it is now available for the PlayStation 5 as part of the February 2021 PlayStation Plus free games. It's really worth a try if you haven't actually been able to get into the game yet. Definitely give it a try. I think it looks great. It plays great. It's got a very interesting story, and they really did a good way of kind of going out there and doing things. So yeah, love seeing that. Love seeing everybody that's kind of talking about this stuff, and it's just another bonus for PlayStation. It's like this whole time we kept hearing how great and how amazing the Series X was, and every game was going to be better on it, and then here we go where most games literally run pretty much the same resolution, and the frame rates tend to be more stable on the PlayStation 5. You have to sort of wonder where that comes from and why exactly that is, and what will Microsoft be able to do in the interim and the long term to be able to kind of get things going in a different direction. I just feel like they haven't really been able to do anything to really combat the design of the PlayStation 5. I just feel like what Sony has done and what Mark Cerny has done is created this really even-keeled kind of console that isn't easily bested, and that's something that I think Xbox fans are going to have problems dealing with as well. You know what I mean? I think that's just something that is going to continue to happen. Like, there's not going to be sudden. I'm not saying that the Xbox stuff won't get better, but I'm saying the PlayStation stuff will get better along with it. And so you're not going to see Xbox really leapfrog PlayStation. I think you'll probably see Xbox win some. You'll probably see PlayStation win some, and that's just the way it's going to be. But that's probably really bad news for people who were kind of expecting Xbox just to run away with things over and over again. I don't know what to say. Like, people really thought that was going to be a thing, and it's not really going to be a thing, unfortunately. So you brought into what Phil Spencer was kind of talking about, and that's kind of a bad look for you. That really has nothing to do with me personally. I just feel like people really kind of bought into that stuff, and at the end of the day, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for that to change going forward. So yeah, congratulations to Sony. Props to Sony, for being able to do something and getting a game out there and to get a console out there that fully takes advantage of everything we're seeing. I just really am appreciative of that, and and we're still so early on in this generation, and for it to be that kind of performance and the kind of stuff that we're seeing from it just blows my mind. I honestly just really am excited for it, and can't wait to see what the future holds in general for for these consoles and for these games and stuff like that, because we're just starting to get the tip of the iceberg, and we're just starting to get all this good stuff announced and things like that. It's really exciting, and like I said, it's an exciting time to be a gamer in general. And one of the things that I have to say is we don't hear enough of the good things. I know that a lot of people, and myself included, kind of jump and gravitate towards the negative things, but there are a lot of good things going, and I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos as well. Just the fact that we're getting all these games. Look, we're getting the Mass Effect trilogy remastered like we've been asking for. It looks like we might be getting a new KOTOR, and we might be getting remasters of the first two KOTORs. I really do think that there is some good things coming. I know those are old games, and I kind of make fun of old games, but like I said, those are games that I feel like kind of change gaming and should be preserved and each generation made the best and things like that. So hopefully we continue to see stuff like that continue to be the norm. And I'm very excited to see that happen. So I would love to see everything you guys think about this. What do you guys think about this news? I will link it. I really am interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on Xbox Live. You can hit me up on anywhere you want. PSN. I really appreciate the feedback. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.